Yes! I just sold another item. Let me go grab that real quick so I can get it shipped out. Oh, well, somewhere in here. Let's start digging. Oh, this is fun. Oh, come on, where is it? Oh, there it is. All right, well. All right, got it. Well, my fellow resellers, I'm sure at least some of you can relate to that situation. If not now, at least at some point in your past. I just started sourcing items about 2 weeks ago, and I was just already getting frustrated with the situation that I've got myself into. I thought that I could get away with just using bins that I already had and just using that closet. As you see, that there was a big bin in there, and so I just started putting stuff in it, and quickly found out that as I was sourcing more items and putting in there, that it was just a huge pain. I would end up, every time I got an order, I would just hope that the item was on top so I didn't have to dig through that bin every time and then put everything back in. So instead of waiting until a later time to implement a storage system or inventory system, I decided I was just going to go ahead and do that now. Well, last week I came across on a Facebook group, someone had posted inventory bins that they used. And they were really cool. They were different than any other bin that I had seen or come across in what I've seen so far on YouTube and other groups that I've been in. And I thought it would work really well. I'm going to show you a picture right here of those bins. And that's what I ended up getting. So I went over to Home Depot the other day, picked up 8 of them, which is probably more than I need right now, but since I want to ramp up this business fairly quickly, I wanted some room to be able to put all that stuff. Well, I think those bins are going to work great. Definitely a lot better than what I have right now, don't you think? Well, let's go ahead and set it up. The new system, I've been debating on where I was going to set it up. At first I was thinking of in our garage. We have a one-car garage that my wife parks her car in, and there's not a ton of space because we have other shelving in there that we store stuff in, my workbench, my tools. There's not a whole lot of room. I could clean up an area that we could probably put these 8 bins. So I don't think the garage is going to work too great. It may work for a little bit, but similar to that closet, it's going to quickly run out of space and just be a mess. So I'd rather do it right the first time. Well, technically the second time. And I'm going to go ahead and use one of my spare rooms upstairs to create a dedicated reselling space. That way I can set up my inventory in there, I can have a table to do all of the shipping, all the packaging, all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that now. You'll get to see a time lapse of me setting that space up, and I'll continue to update it and make it my own. So let's go ahead and take a look at that, and then we'll come back and we will talk about some of the pros and cons that I may already see as I'm setting it up and putting my inventory up there. Let's go. Alright, well, let me go ahead and show you the room that I decided to use as my reselling room. It's just one of the spare rooms in this house. So most of the stuff in this room will stay. It's just going to get rearranged so that way it'll work better for the space that I need for reselling. So along this wall are going to be where the storage bins go that I have purchased. Over on that side is going to be, I think, a table. Right now I only have a small table, but that'll have to do until I get a bigger one. That dresser is actually going to go, I think, over back in this corner, so that way I can store some of the boxes and shipping supplies in the drawers, just to kind of keep it out of the way. Are you ready to see how the space comes together? Well, I know I am. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put you up in the corner over here so that way you can watch as I set the space up. And so it's going to be a time lapse, and I'll come back afterwards and we'll discuss what we see. All right, let me get you set up. All right, well, I'll make sure that you can see everything really well, but go ahead and enjoy, and I'll be back right after the time lapse. Well, here they are, guys, the new inventory bins. What do you think? I don't know if I mentioned earlier in the video, but I was supposed to have 8 of these bins. So there was going to be another row of these. But as you can see, there's only 6 here now. Well, there was a little mishap. Last week when I went to Home Depot to purchase these, I bought 2 individual bins, and then there was a case that was supposed to have 6 of them inside. It was a completely sealed case, so I didn't even think to open it up. Well, when I did open it during that time lapse, there was only 4 inside. So for now, this will have to work. I'll go back to Home Depot a little bit later and see if they will give me those other 2, if they believe my story and take my word for it. Hopefully they do. But if not, they're 15 bucks a piece. I'll just have to pick up some more. If you also remember, there was before there was a dresser over in this corner that had the cat food on top, and I moved it over to the far corner, and so that's where it's at. And I also have filled the drawers with boxes and shipping supplies. You'll also notice I have some more shipping supplies, boxes, and padded envelopes underneath the table. So that should work. And then I also mentioned that this table is just a temporary table that I'm using for now until I get a bigger one. It's actually a table that we use for camping, but won't be needing that for a couple more months until the weather gets warmer. So I'll use it for my shipping station for now. But I do plan on getting a 4 or 5 foot table to fit in this space. That way it'll be easier to do my boxing and processing of orders. Well, let me share with you some initial thoughts that I have about these inventory bins. First of all, you probably noticed during the time lapse, as I was putting items in here, I was also recording them on the computer in my spreadsheet as far as what bin each item was in. You'll notice that I've labeled these bins A1, A2, A3. When I add some more, it'll be A4, A5. And then this stack is B1, B2, B3, B4, B5. And then if I get another tower, it'll be C, then D, and so on. Another thing I really love about these is that it's open in the front. So that makes it easy to see the items. I can see everything that's in them without having to open and move stuff around, and that makes it really nice. So it's really easy to reach in, grab whatever I need. Just easy to see everything and get to it. These are pretty cheap. They're about $15 a piece. And when you compare that to some of the other inventory bins that people use, whether that be other regular totes or boxes, you have the cost of them in addition to the shelving units that they have. Where these are stackable, I don't have to have a separate stack or a separate shelving system to put them on. And if I needed to, if I was stacking them high where it wasn't very steady, they actually have holes where you can attach them to the wall and secure them. As you may have noticed, there were a few bigger items that didn't fit as well in these bins. Like maybe these couple boxes, they were a little snug going in. It might have been better for me to lay them down I didn't think to do that at the time, but it'll work just fine. But there were a couple other items that didn't fit in the bins at all. And like these golf clubs, a tennis racket, and one or two other items over in this corner that didn't fit in the bin, so I put them over in that corner. I don't really think that is a negative, because no matter what size bin you have, you're going to get items that aren't going to fit in them. So you need a way to store them and know where they are. So for right now, they're in the corner, but once I stack these bins 4 or 5 high, I'm going to get a board to go across that to make a shelf, and I can put some of the bigger items up there. Currently, I don't have a computer or a printer up here in this room. So in the meantime, I'm going to use an old Android tablet that I happen to have, and a Bluetooth keyboard, and that's what I'll use on this table to be able to list items, pull orders, and things like that. And then as far as printing out labels, I have a laser printer. I'm going to move that up into the other side of this room on a table over there, or a stand, and I'll be able to use that to print out labels until I make enough money where I can afford one of those fancy thermal printers that everyone's talking about. Anyways, I'm really excited about these new bins and to start using this new space. If you're interested in any of the items that I might have for sale, check out the link below in the description. I have a link to my eBay store. You can go ahead and go there and see all of the items that I have up for sale. I should be receiving another liquidation box tomorrow, which is Saturday. It'll be a mystery box this time of Amazon electronics and general merchandise. And I'm super excited about that because I love electronics, and looking forward to opening that tomorrow. If you don't want to miss that unboxing video when it comes out, make sure you are subscribed to my channel if you aren't already, and click that notification bell so that YouTube will notify you when I post it. Also, if you have enjoyed this video or just want to help support my channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you would give this video a like. It helps convince the YouTube robots to suggest my content to other viewers. As always, thank you for watching my video, and until next time, keep on flipping.